Yeah. What was the doubt?
Ma'am, the graph which is from the last three graphs, I'm not able to understand yet. I mean, ma'am, the amplitudes of all three graphs. I mean, please explain once again, ma'am, these three graphs again.
You are confused कि amplitude क्या होगा? मतलब what is the value on y axis?
Yes,
That is
ma'am.
your doubt. What is this?
In the first two cases, ma'am, this is my doubt. And the third graph, ma'am, uh, not able to get means, ma'am, what actually it's that is saying that the last graph.
Okay. Okay. So actually, when I was plotting these graphs, no, so I told you to just look at the cost functions. I did not plot this total function. So जैसे am है, I will have to choose some value of a1 and a2 if you see this equation, the last equation on the screen. So I will have to choose some value of a1 and a2 in order to get some amplitude value. So if I want to plot the complete graph over here, so वहाँ पर कुछ a1 plus a2 plus कुछ ये वाला टर्म आएगा, है ना? ये
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, तो ये am का टर्म आएगा, बट ये जो am का टर्म है दैट इज मल्टीप्लाइड बाय अ cos ओमेगा at माइनस थीटा m, दैट इज इक्वेशन 7. तो मतलब एम्पलीट्यूड का जो भी कुछ टर्म आएगा दैट इज मल्टीप्लाइड विद अनदर कॉस फंक्शन. ठीक है. सो व्हाट आई वांटेड टू शो इन दिस पिक्चर वाज जस्ट हाउ द कॉस फंक्शन का क्या मॉड्यूलेशन हो रहा है. आई डिड नॉट प्लॉट द कंप्लीट, मतलब दिस वाज रफ एस्टिमेट, दिस इज नॉट द कंप्लीट एम्पलीट्यूड. तो यहाँ पर तो मैंने सिर्फ कॉस फंक्शन प्लॉट किया है, तो ये तो सिर्फ +1 और -1 हो गया. ये भी +1 और -1 के बीच में हो गया. ठीक है. बट व्हेन आई एम प्लॉटिंग द लास्ट ग्राफ आई हैव नॉट टेकन इनटू अकाउंट कि ए एम का कंप्लीट एक्सप्रेशन क्या होगा. आई एम जस्ट सेइंग दैट कुछ अगर देखो ए एम को सब्सटीट्यूट अगर करेंगे हम तो कुछ अंडर रूट कुछ टर्म आएगी इसकी, तो उसमें कुछ कॉस का फंक्शन भी है यहाँ पर. तो आई वॉज जस्ट रफली शोइंग यू कि अगर एक ये कॉस फंक्शन मैं लूँ जो कॉस टू ओमेगा एम टी इस तरह से वेरी हो रहा है, एंड इफ़ आई टेक अनदर कॉस फंक्शन जो कॉस ओमेगा ए टी इस तरह से वेरी हो रहा है. ठीक है. थीटा एम को मैंने निग्लेक्ट कर दिया था. मतलब इफ़ यू विल प्लॉट दिस होल function, you will have to plug in all these values. But what I wanted to show was that अगर मेरे पास दो cos functions हैं, एक cos function है जो बहुत slowly मतलब उसका angular frequency बहुत कम है, cos बहुत slowly vary कर रहा है, and दूसरा बहुत fastly varying function है. So if I will multiply these two functions, तो what kind of a resultant I would get. ठीक है. तो अगर ये दोनों graphs तुम लो, इफ़ यू टेक द फर्स्ट ग्राफ जो कि बहुत फास्ट वेरिंग कॉस फंक्शन है, एंड सेकेंड ग्राफ इज अ स्लोली वेरिंग कॉस फंक्शन. सो इफ आई विल मल्टीप्लाई दीज टू कॉस फंक्शंस, actually you can try doing it in maybe if you are familiar with some programming language, so you can plot it and see. So if you will multiply these two cos functions, तो जो रिजल्टेंट फंक्शन आएगा वो कुछ ऐसा येलो में आएगा. ठीक है. तो अगर मैं सिर्फ कॉस फंक्शंस मल्टीप्लाई करूंगी तो येलो का भी जो एम्पलीट्यूड होगा वो +1 और -1 के बीच में ही आएगा. ठीक है. बट हियर आई एम सेइंग कि कुछ और टर्म्स भी आ रही हैं जिसकी वजह से आई हैव नॉट रिटन कि व्हाट एग्जैक्टली एम्पलीट्यूड इज ऑन द वाई एक्सिस. ठीक है. तो उसके लिए थीटा एम भी लेना पड़ेगा क्या आता है, और a1 a2 का क्या वैल्यू आता है, वो सब प्लग करके if you some expression is given to you, then if you will plug those values, then you will get the exact कि amplitude कैसे, what is the range that is varying. So plus मतलब प्लस ए एम और माइनस ए एम के बीच में ही आएगा ना. मतलब देखो ये इक्वेशन, सो कॉस का वेरिएशन तो +1 और -1 होगा, उसको मल्टीप्लाई कर दिया ए एम फंक्शन से, तो ए एम फंक्शन का जो वैल्यू होगा तो प्लस ए एम और माइनस ए एम के बीच में आएगा. बट वो ए एम का वैल्यू आएगा जब मैं A1 और A2 का कुछ वैल्यू प्लग इन करूँगी. समझ रहे हो. तो इफ़ यू वांट टू अंडरस्टैंड दिस, तो यू कैन थिंक ऑफ दिस लाइक दिस कि मैक्सिमम प्लस ए एम होगा और एम्पलीट्यूड मिनिमम माइनस ए एम होगा. ठीक है. बट यहाँ पर मैं जो दिखाने की कोशिश करी थी, आई वॉज जस्ट मल्टीप्लाइंग टू अलग अलग एंगुलर फ्रीक्वेंसी के कॉस फंक्शंस थे. सो आई जस्ट वांटेड टू सी दैट इफ आई विल मल्टीप्लाई और इफ आई विल पुट दीज फंक्शंस ऑन टॉप ऑफ ईच अदर, तो रिजल्टेंट क्या आएगा. मतलब ऐसे भी सोच सकते हो, टेक दीज टू फंक्शंस एंड पुट देम, एक के ऊपर दूसरा फंक्शन रख दो एंड जस्ट शेड करो कि व्हाट इज द part which is going to be positive, yeah, not positive, which is the part which is common in them. So you will get this kind of a yellow curve. Okay. If you are familiar with some programming language, so it would be easier for you to visualize. Just plot these two functions and take their multiplication. You should get something like the yellow curve. Okay. So is that okay, or do you have any other doubt?
Got ma'am.
बिकॉज देखो, ये जो मैंने पिंक में ड्रॉ किया था, इफ़ यू सी द पिंक, दैट वाज शोइंग द एनवलप ऑफ दिस वेव. तो मतलब जो एक्चुअल वेव है दैट इज़ द वेव इन येलो, बट जो पिंक में मैंने एक इमेजिनरी एनवलप उसके ऊपर ड्रॉ कर दिया. मतलब एक इमेजिनरी लेयर, मतलब हर एक पॉइंट पे एक पॉइंट लेकर आई हैव ड्रॉन एन इमेजिनरी लाइन विच कनेक्ट्स ऑल द मैक्सिमम ऑफ दिस एक्चुअल वेव. ठीक है, तो उसको मैंने एनवलप बोल दिया इस वेव का, एंड उसका एम्पलीट्यूड ए एम है. तो जो मैक्सिमम रेंज होगा वाई पर, वो प्लस ए एम टू माइनस ए एम जाएगा. बट आई डिड नॉट चूज एनी पर्टिकुलर वैल्यू फॉर ए वन एंड ए टू. सो the range would depend on what is a1 and a2 is given to you. और जो इनिशियल थीटा होगा, यहाँ पर जो थीटा एम होगा उससे क्या होगा, सिर्फ ये कॉस का जो इनिशियल फंक्शन है, यहाँ पर मैंने एज्यूम किया दैट थीटा एम इज़ ज़ीरो. ठीक है, तो जब थीटा एम ज़ीरो होगा, ठीक है, वैसे होगा नहीं, बट आई एम जस्ट सेइंग फॉर सेक ऑफ सिंप्लिसिटी कि थीटा एम अगर ज़ीरो है और टाइम ज़ीरो है, तो कॉस का वैल्यू क्या हो जाएगा, वन हो जाएगा. तो इसीलिए जो कॉस ओमेगा ए टी का ग्राफ है, उसमें मैंने टी इज इक्वल टू ज़ीरो पर उसको प्लस वन से स्टार्ट किया है. बट इफ़ थीटा एम इज सम अदर नंबर, some other non-zero number, तो basically this curve will just shift. ठीक है, depending on what value of that theta m फेज से वो शिफ्ट हो जाएगा, बस इतना ही इफेक्ट होगा उसका. तो what I wanted to show was that how this modulated amplitude will look like. Only that's why I plotted this graph. ठीक है, so
Yes ma'am, समझ में आ गया.
okay. So आज हम करते हैं एक तो बीट्स का पार्ट करना था, तो वेरी स्लाइटली, बहुत ज़्यादा कुछ है नहीं, लास्ट क्लास में ही पढ़ा था, बट आई कुड नॉट फिनिश द डिस्कशन. सो दिस इज लेक्चर नंबर 8. ठीक है, सो लास्ट क्लास में वी वर स्टडिंग ऑसिलेशंस हैविंग डिफरेंट फ्रीक्वेंसीज, ये कर रहे थे हम. Okay, so I had one function which was a1 cos omega 1t. Then I had some other function which was a2 cos omega 2t. ठीक है, उसके बाद में we had calculated some xt which was equal to x1t plus x2t, जो कि आया था ए एम cos omega a t माइनस थीटा एम, जहाँ पर omega a was equal to omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2 and omega m was equal to omega 2 minus omega 1 by 2. फिर we found that am square was equal to a1 square plus a2 square is twice a1 a2 cos 2 ये आया था. और एक tan theta m निकाला था which was a1 minus a2 a1. ठीक है, so this was where we left our discussion in the last class. ठीक है, तो अभी हम तो I had made one assumption. तो assumption मैंने assume किया था that omega 1 is very near about omega 2, but still omega 2 is a little bit more than omega 1. ठीक है, so मेरा जो omega m था that was some positive number. It's not a negative number, but they are near about, थोड़ा आसपास ही values है omega 1 and omega 2 का. ठीक है, तो फिर if this is the case, then we know that जो एवरेज होगा ओमेगा 1 प्लस ओमेगा 2 डिवाइडेड बाई 2, वो जो फ्रीक्वेंसी होगा एवरेज ओमेगा ए, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी मच बिगर देन ओमेगा एम विच इज़ द मॉड्यूलेशन फ्रीक्वेंसी, दैट इज ओमेगा 2 माइनस ओमेगा 1 डिवाइडेड बाई 2. ठीक है, तो ये हमें समझ आ गया था. तो अगर हम वही लास्ट क्लास वाला ग्राफ देखें, एक सेकेंड. ठीक है, अगर हम यही वाला ग्राफ देखें तो लास्ट जो इसमें कर्व मैंने ड्रॉ किया है, तो यहाँ पर एक तरह से बिकॉज दो कॉस फंक्शंस हैं, दो हार्मोनिक फंक्शंस हैं जो कि सुपर इम्पोज कर रहे हैं ना, तो देर आर 2 टाइम पीरियड्स एसोसिएटेड विद देम. तो एक तो टाइम पीरियड होगा जो कि ओमेगा एम फ्रीक्वेंसी के साथ एसोसिएटेड है. तो उस टाइम पीरियड से तो ये जो पिंक में मैंने ड्रॉ किया है, जो एनवलप है मेरे इस वेव का, वो एनवलप उस टाइम पीरियड के साथ, मतलब दैट इज़ द टाइम पीरियड ऑफ द एनवलप. एंड इफ़ आई कंसिडर द ओमेगा ए फ्रीक्वेंसी विच इज़ शोन बाय द येलो कर्व, तो उसका भी एक टाइम पीरियड होगा विच विल बी गिवन बाय ओमेगा ए. ठीक है, तो यहाँ से हम देख सकते हैं कि जो ओमेगा एम है, ठीक है, उसका ऑसिलेशन बहुत धीरे धीरे हो रहा है, तो ऑब्वियसली उसका टाइम पीरियड ज़्यादा है. और जो येलो में कर्व है जो कि ओमेगा ए के साथ ऑसिलेट हो रहा है, उसका टाइम पीरियड कम है. ऑब्वियसली हम देख सकते हैं कि जब पिंक का एक ऑसिलेशन कंप्लीट होता है, उसके अंदर येलो के बहुत सारे ऑसिलेशंस कंप्लीट हो रहे हैं. ठीक है, तो व्हाट दैट मीन्स इज कि जो टाइम पीरियड होगा, अगर हम ये वाला टाइम कंसिडर करें, सो व्हाट इज़ द टाइम एसोसिएटेड विद दिस, तो एक कोई टी ए होगा विच इज़ गोइंग टू बी इक्वल टू 2 पाई बाय ओमेगा ए. सो दिस इज़ द टाइम पीरियड फॉर द फाइनर ऑसिलेशंस. और एक टाइम पीरियड होगा टी एम विच इज़ going to be equal to 2 pi by omega m, and this is the time period of the envelope या जो भी मतलब जो पिंक में ड्रॉ किया था, how that is changing, so how much time it is changing to complete one oscillation, so that is tm. ठीक है, so now we know that tm जो है that is going to be much greater than ta that we have seen from the graph. ठीक है, तो अब if we consider what did I wanted to say here? एक सेकेंड. हाँ ठीक है, तो अभी हम पहले ए एम को देखते हैं. ए एम का देखते हैं कि व्हाट इज़ द मैक्सिमम एंड मिनिमम वैल्यू ऑफ ए एम. सो बेसिकली व्हाट आई वांट टू फाइंड आउट इज़ कि जो मेरा पिंक में जो मैंने एनवलप ड्रॉ किया था, उसका जो मैक्सिमम है, फिर से देखते हैं उस ग्राफ को. तो जो मैंने पिंक में ड्रॉ किया था, इसका ये एक मैक्सिमम कुछ पॉइंट है, फिर नेक्स्ट मैक्सिमम पॉइंट कुछ यहाँ पर है, इस तरह से है ना. तो आई वॉन्ट टू सी दैट व्हाट इज द टाइम दैट मतलब मुझे कितना टाइम लगता है टू गो फ्रॉम दिस पॉइंट टू दिस पॉइंट. ठीक है, बिटवीन द टू मैक्सिमम, or I can also say between the two minimum. So I can also consider these 2 points. this one and this one. And I might also be interested that what is the time period between the two minimum. So this is actually known as the कि मैं दोबारा ही ड्रॉ कर लूँ क्या, बिकॉज देन ये नोट्स मिस हो जाएगा ना, तो वेट. ठीक है. So so I basically, what I want to find out now is I want to find out that what is this time. This is TB, which is known as the time period, or the beat period. This is known as the, and I can also define TB as this time period. So either between the two maximum. So अगर एक maximum आएगा, I will say कि मे बी यहाँ पर पॉइंट नंबर 1 पे मुझे एक बीट सुनाई दिया, फिर मुझे सेकंड बीट सुनाई देगा मे बी एट दिस पॉइंट, ठीक है. बट आई कैन ऑल्सो से कि लेट अस से मुझे मिनिमम पर I'm measuring at the minimum, then at the second minimum I'm measuring. So I can define my beat period by either of these things. So that is what I want to find out now. Okay, so TB in both cases denotes the beat period. So अगर हम AM का इक्वेशन में जाएं, ठीक है, विच इज़ AM स्क्वायर इज इक्वल टू A1 स्क्वायर प्लस A2 स्क्वायर प्लस ट्वाइस A1 A2 cos 2 omega mt. तो यहाँ से आई नो दैट इफ माई कॉस फंक्शन इज इक्वल टू 1, ठीक है, सो आई हैव सम टाइम t एट विच माई कॉस फंक्शन इज इक्वल टू 1, मैक्सिमम वैल्यू है उसका, तो माई AM इज सिंपली इक्वल टू A1 plus A2. Similarly, if my cos function is -1, then I know that my AM is equal to A1 minus A2. So basically, AM का minimum value क्या हो सकता है? A1 minus A2, और AM का maximum value क्या हो सकता है? A1 plus A2. उससे ज़्यादा नहीं हो सकता है और उससे कम नहीं हो सकता है. तो these are the two end values of AM. तो पहले हम देख लेते हैं for maximum AM. So for max value of AM, ठीक है, I should have cos of 2 omega mt equal to +1, or I should have 2 omega mt is equal to either 0, 2 pi, 4 pi, or something like that, ठीक है. So what is omega m? Omega m is omega 2 minus omega 1 divided by 2. So this is omega 2 minus omega m multiplied by t, and so on. So I can write it as 2 pi nu 2 minus nu 1. So nu 2 and nu 1 are the frequencies. इनका value hertz में होगा, is equal to, I'm just writing the same condition in different variables, ठीक है. So this would mean that t is equal to 0 or 1 by nu2 minus nu1 or 2 by nu2 minus nu1 and so on. तो इन सब t के values पर I will have maximum value of a1. ठीक है, so this is the condition on time at which the am would have maximum value. And what is the maximum value of am? am का max value है a1 plus a2. So at all of these values of time, I will have the maximum value of am. So then the time interval between two successive maxima is equal to 1 by nu2 minus nu1. ठीक है, तो अगर टाइम ऐसे टाइम इज इंक्रीजिंग मतलब these at all these values of t I will have a maxima. तो कोई भी initial I take this as t1 and I take this as t2. So what is the time interval between two successive maxima? It's equal to 1 by nu2 minus nu1. ठीक है, so then my beat period, now this is equal to the beat period. So TB is equal to 1 by nu2 minus nu1. क्योंकि if we go back to the graph, so एक maximum मुझे point जो मैंने 1 से blue dot लगाया है at I've labeled it 1 वहाँ पे मिला. फिर मुझे next कुछ maximum location 2 पर मिला, फिर location 3 पे मिला, ऐसे करके मुझे maximums मिले. तो what is the time between these two maximum? It's 1 by nu2 minus nu1. ठीक है, so that is known as the beat period. So then beat frequency क्या हो जाएगा? Inverse हो जाएगा. ठीक है, frequency is equal to simple nu2 minus nu1 हो जाएगा. So beat frequency will be nu2 minus nu1. ठीक है, इसको कुछ नाम दे देते हैं, मे बी न्यू बीट. सो दैट इज़ द बीट फ्रिक्वेंसी. ये सेम एनालिसिस हम दूसरी तरह से भी कर सकते हैं, दैट रादर देन लुकिंग एट द मैक्सिमम वैल्यू ऑफ ए एम वी लुक एट द मिनिमम वैल्यू ऑफ ए एम. ठीक है, सो उसके लिए आई हैव written in green. So I have a minimum at 1, a minimum at 2, then a minimum at 3. So in this figure I can see 3 values where the amplitude am is minimum. It's not 0, it is मतलब यहाँ पर लग रहा है it's 0 because I've made the green dot so big, but it has some value which is equal to a1 minus a2. तो वो डिपेंड करेगा, अगर a1 a2 दोनों ही इक्वल है तो इट कैन बी 0, बट अदरवाइज इट वुड हैव सम वैल्यू. ठीक है, सो देन वी कैन रिपीट द सेम एनालिसिस. तो उसमें क्या हो जाएगा, जो कॉस का cos 2 ओमेगा एम टी का वैल्यू -1 होगा. तो मैं लिख ही देती हूँ जल्दी से. सो व्हाट इज द मैक्सिमम, नो नॉट मैक्सिमम, मिनिमम. Minimum value of am is a1 minus a2. So for this I should have that cos 2 omega mt is equal to -1, or 2 omega mt should be equal to pi, 3 pi, 5 pi and so on, or 2 pi nu2 minus nu1 t should be equal to pi, 3 pi and so on. So then t is equal to 1 upon 2 nu2 minus nu1, 3 upon 2 nu2 minus nu1 and 5 upon 2 nu2 minus nu1 and so on. So in सारे t के values पर what will I get? I will get a minimum. And इस वाले t के values पे I was getting a maximum. ठीक है. So now what is the time interval between two successive minima, that is TB. उसको भी कर सकते हैं. I can take this as T1, I can take this as T2. So what is T2 minus T1? That is still equal to 1 upon nu2 minus nu1. ठीक है. So again beat frequency will be equal to nu2 minus nu1. तो इस पर साउंड वेव्स में कोई क्वेश्चन आ सकता है, बहुत सिंपल सा, बट और ज़्यादा कुछ इस पे आएगा नहीं. सो बीट फ्रीक्वेंसी दोनों ही तरीके से निकाल सकते हैं. इफ़ मैक्सिमा इज़ गिवन टू यू और मिनिमा इज़ गिवन टू यू, यू विल गेट द सेम वैल्यू. ठीक है. तो इसके बाद आई हैव टू डू वन स्मॉल टॉपिक बिफोर आई स्टार्ट लिसार्जियस फिगर्स. सो लेट मी क्विकली फिनिश दैट. उसके बाद लिसार्जियस फिगर्स करेंगे हम आज इन नेक्स्ट क्लास में. ठीक है. तो दैट इज़ आई हैव n number of harmonic oscillators having equal amplitude and equal phase constants, which I will assume to be 0, and their angular frequencies are distributed uniformly between omega 1 and omega 2, जहाँ पे omega 1 is the lowest frequency and omega 2 is the highest frequency. Okay, so I am doing this case. So basically what I'm saying is that I have n harmonic oscillators, and all of these harmonic oscillators have equal amplitude and they have constant phase. Yeah, and equal phase constants है, तो which I'm assuming to be 0. So जो भी phi है, that I'm assuming to be 0 for all of these. So the only thing that is changing between these n harmonic oscillators is their angular frequencies. So let us say that the first harmonic oscillator has frequency omega 1, and the nth harmonic oscillator has frequency omega 2. So in between जो oscillators n-2 oscillators जो इनके बीच में रह गए, उन oscillators का जो frequency है वो इस range के बीच में है. तो each oscillator में क्या है, frequency slowly increase हो रहा है. That is what case we are considering. So let me write it here for you. So what I'm saying is कि so because we are talking about uniformly distributed angular frequencies, तो मतलब the step or the amount by which each time the angular frequency is increasing is same. So I am saying that let that to be equal to delta. So what that means is that omega 2 minus omega 1 divided by n minus 1 is equal to delta. What this means is that omega 2 क्या है, that is equal to omega 1 plus n minus 1 delta. So when I will write the frequency for each oscillator, so I'll write it like this. मुझे एक बार लिखने दो, then it will be clear. So let me say that जो first मेरे पास oscillator है, उसका equation कुछ ऐसे है. ठीक है. सो सेकेंड ऑसिलेटर जो है उसमें अब मैंने क्या एज्यूम किया है दैट द एंगुलर फ्रीक्वेंसी विल इंक्रीज बाय सम अमाउंट डेल्टा ईच टाइम. ठीक है. सो माय फ्रीक्वेंसी विल बी इक्वल टू ओमेगा 1 प्लस डेल्टा t. Okay. So then I have some x3 which is then equal to a naught cos omega 1 plus 2 delta t, and so on. I have some x and t which is a naught cos omega 1 plus n minus 1 delta t, which is equal to a naught cos omega 2t. Okay, so I have these n number of harmonic oscillators, and I want to know कि if I add or superimpose these harmonic oscillators, so what kind of resultant motion I should get. So that is the question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write them again. जैसे हमने पहले वाला किया था ना, सीरीज से सॉल्व किया था, ये भी वैसे ही होगा. So I'm just going to convert them into an exponential function first. इस तरह से I would have okay. So now what I want to do is I want to do x is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 plus so on till xn. Okay, so let me just put the values here. So I can take out a naught and e I omega 1 t. फिर मेरे पास बचेगा 1 plus e I delta t plus e I 2 delta t plus so on till exponential I n minus 1 delta t. ठीक है. सो यहाँ पर ओमेगा 2 की जगह पे आई यूज दिस वैल्यू दैट it's equal to omega 1 plus n minus 1 delta for writing the last term of uh, this expression. So then जैसे last time हमने किया था, we are going to assume that whatever is given in the curly bracket is equal to some s. So then and another substitution that we will do is that we will put it as a. So this is only to make it simple to write. So then s is equal to 1 plus a square plus a cube plus so on up to a n minus 1. Then I multiply the whole series with a, so I will get a plus a square plus a cube plus so on up to a n. So now let us say this is equation number 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So basically I'm subtract, इसकी ज़रूरत नहीं, subtract 2 from 3. So all the terms will cancel out and I will have as minus s is equal to an minus 1. ये सिमिलर ही है जो लास्ट टाइम किया था. It's very similar to that. So then I will have s is equal to an minus 1 by a minus 1. Mm. So let us put back the value of a. A was equal to exponential I delta t. So let us put it back. So I will have exponential I n delta t minus 1 and I delta t minus 1. So again, I can take n by 2 delta t outside. So what will be left inside? I n by 2 delta t minus n by 2 delta t minus, okay, so then s is equal to, this is sine n by 2 delta t upon sine delta by 2t. So let me say this is 4. So let me put equation number 4 into this equation 1. So that will give me x is equal to real a naught exponential I omega 1 t. एक्चुअली जब इकट्ठा करेंगे ना टर्म्स को तो आई एम जस्ट कंबाइनिंग दिस n minus 1 by 2 delta t term here itself. Okay, so I am writing n minus 1 by 2 delta t. I've just combined these two exponentials together. Then I have sine n by 2 delta t divided by sine this term. तो अभी okay, so if we look this thing, what is given here, okay, let us just look at that. So omega 1 plus n minus 1 ऐसे लिख सकती हूँ मैं इसको. Okay, so that is omega 1, there is a delta also here, plus plus omega okay, this is the same thing. And what is this term now? This is omega 1 plus omega 2 by 2. Okay, so abhi in the last case that we were studying, we defined it to be equal to omega a, or the average frequency. Is it correct? Yes. So just a second. Delta to एक ही था ना इसमें, delta was there and there was omega 1 too. Yes. So then I have x is equal to a naught exponential I omega a t. Still मतलब real part नहीं लिया मैंने. And then I have this function sine n by 2 delta t divided by sine delta by 2t. So then final x is equal to a naught sine in delta t by 2 upon sine delta t by 2 and cos omega 8t. Okay, so again we have got some kind of a harmonic oscillation, some kind of a sinusoidal function is there, but we know that it is not SHM again because this is the amplitude now, this is the new amplitude, which is not a constant but a function of time. Okay, so this is not SHM, but some sort of oscillation is happening, some sort of oscillation, एक sinusoidal oscillation हो रही है, ठीक है, but it is not SHM because again the amplitude is not constant but it is going to have different values for different values of t. Okay, so this is a modulated amplitude again. So I did this part only for the sake of completion. So this is sort of similar to beats, but not exactly. Okay, sort of similar to beats, but not exactly like that. So abhi this topic, I mean this part I'm doing only so that you have the complete things with you, but इस वाले part में as such कोई question नहीं आएगा, but it's good to know that if you have some series like this, so how to maybe add phasors if there are n number of phasors are given to you. So basically those kind of understanding you can have from this. So अब जो हम topic करेंगे ना Lissajous figures, that is a little bit important topic. Last year भी उससे एक question आया था और ये एक मतलब ऐसा टॉपिक है जो बहुत ज़्यादा मेहनत नहीं करनी है, बट इफ़ यू अंडरस्टैंड इट वंस सो इट्स ईजी, आई मीन बहुत ज़्यादा मुश्किल नहीं है. सो देर आर ओनली कपल ऑफ थिंग्स दैट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड. सो लेट अस स्टार्ट विद दैट नाउ. Okay, so what I want to do now is the superposition of two perpendicular harmonic oscillators. So this is what we want to study now, that I have two perpendicular harmonic oscillators and some particle is simultaneously subjected is simultaneously acted upon by two simple harmonic oscillators. So one motion is happening along the x-axis and the other harmonic oscillator is acting along the y-axis. So now I want to know that what is the trajectory this particular particle is going to trace. Okay, so that is what we are going to study now. So let me write down कि Lissajous figure होता क्या है. So particle is simultaneously acted upon by two simple harmonic motions, SHMs, at right angles to each other. then the path traced by the particle is a pattern called the Lissajous figure. Okay, so now we are going to learn that how to plot Lissajous figures for um, such kind of perpendicular harmonic oscillators. So the only thing मतलब Lissajous figure में क्या change होगा? We will have two SHMs, one along x and y. ठीक है, वो तो same रहेगा. The only thing that is going to change is what the frequency of these two particles are. मतलब not particles, these two motions are. तो एक का अगर frequency ओमेगा 1 है और दूसरे का frequency ओमेगा 2 है, तो if this ratio omega 1 to omega 2, if this ratio is some rational number, only then you can plot some Lissajous figure for it. But if it's an irrational number, then you cannot have any Lissajous pattern for that. So that is the first thing. So if some sort of let me first write it down. Okay. So let me do case 1. Oscillations having equal frequencies, omega 1 is equal to omega 2. ये first case है. ठीक है, so what I'm saying is कि along x I'm saying कि कुछ ये इस type का is equal to omega, let us say. तो अगर मान लो ये omega 1 होता और yt जो है it is some this kind of SHM. ठीक है, so xt SHM is acting along the x direction, let us say, and yt जो है it's acting along the y direction. So I want to see that if a particle जिस पे ये दोनों के दोनों SHM मैं एक साथ डाल रही हूँ, तो how is that particle going to move in space? तो xy plane में what kind of a path this particle would trace? So that is my question. So अब what I was saying that omega 1 is to omega 2. एग्जाम में क्या होगा, ओमेगा 1 एंड ओमेगा 2 का कुछ नंबर दिया होगा. ठीक है, इधर नंबर दिया होगा या फिर लिखा होगा दैट ओमेगा 1 इज इक्वल टू लेट अस से ओमेगा and omega 2 is equal to 3 omega. So if you will calculate some ratio that what is omega 1 is to omega 2, so if that ratio comes out to be a rational number, only then a Lissajous pattern can be drawn for that. So that is the first thing that you should know. So abhi the first case that I am going to study, मतलब we'll do all these cases. एक case हम जो सबसे easy study करेंगे, that is when both x and y में जो SHM है, both of them have the same frequency which is equal to omega. So I am considering this case. Okay. Then later on we will consider the cases जिसमें ये frequency का ratio कुछ भी हो सकता है, जैसे it can be 1:2 or it can be 2:1 or 3:1 or 2:3. ठीक है, तो all of these ratios, यहाँ पर ratio क्या है, यहाँ पर omega 2 का ratio 1:1 है because they are same, right? So now I want to find out some equation of motion if both of these SHMs are acting on the particle. So that is the first thing. So how will I find out the equation of motion? तो मुझे कुछ x और y के बीच में relationship चाहिए. तो if I look at these two equations, I have let us see what terms we have. ठीक है, ओमेगा हमें पता है is constant for a particular SHM. ओमेगा fixed होता है, यहाँ दोनों SHM का same angular frequency है, ओमेगा is fixed. Now delta is the initial phase angle, वो भी कुछ constant होता है. फिर A1 is the amplitude of first SHM and A2 is the amplitude of the second SHM, so they are also constant. So now the only thing that is changing on the right hand side is the time, and on the left hand side is its x and y values. So what I want to do is I want to get a relationship between x and y, but I want to get rid of t. Okay, so basically I want to find some equation for motion, some equation connecting that how x and y are related with each other, but I want to get rid of the time t. ठीक है, सो दैट इज हाउ यू विल अप्रोच दीज क्वेश्चंस. तो जो भी कुछ x में दिया है y में दिया है, योर एम इज टू फाइंड आउट सम इक्वेशन विच कनेक्ट्स x विद y, बट इट डज नॉट हैव एनी t वैल्यू इन इट. टाइम का जो एक वेरिएबल है वो हमें हटा देना है. ठीक है, सो हम पहले क्या करेंगे, लेट मी नंबर दिस something. Let me say this is 1 and this is 2. So we will start with equation number 2. ठीक है, so I can write y और 1 से कर लेते हैं. So I can write that x by a1 is equal to cos of omega t. Let me say this is equation 3, and y by a2 is cos of omega t plus delta है. So let us use the formula cos alpha plus beta. So let us expand this. So cos omega t cos delta minus sine omega t sine delta. Okay, let me say this is equation 4. So now I already know कि cos omega t को मैं x by a1 से replace कर सकती हूँ. ठीक है, so this means that even sin omega t को मैं replace कर सकती हूँ, और मे भी नीचे लिखना चाहिए था. ठीक है, so this would mean that I can write sin omega t as this. ठीक है, that is 1 minus cos square omega t and under root. So now in equation number 4, I am going to substitute these two values for sin omega t and cos omega t. ठीक है, so let us do that. So put values from 3 into 4. So then I have y by a2 is equal to cos omega t is simply equal to x by a1 multiplied by cos delta, and sine omega t is under root 1 minus x by a1 square sine delta. So technically इस equation में ही we have got rid of the t. ठीक है, but we have to make some sense out of this equation. अभी we cannot really say how x and y are related. तो अभी हम क्या करेंगे, we'll try to simplify this equation. So let us take x by a1 cos delta on the left hand side. So let me write it like this. So now let us square this equation. So I will have y by a2 whole square plus x by a1 square cos square delta minus 2 x by a1 a2 cos delta is equal to 1 minus x by a1 sin square delta. ठीक है, so अब क्या करते हैं, let us try to get rid of some terms which if we can. So if we look at this term x by a1 square cos square delta, if I'll take it towards the right hand side, so I can add the sin square delta and cos square delta term, है ना. Or I can bring the sine square delta term on the left hand side and I can add these two. So I will have x by a1 square और यहाँ पर एक cos square delta और एक sin square delta का term आ जाएगा ना, ये वाला term, ठीक है. This is equal to 1, so this is just equal to 1. Then I have कुछ गलती की है क्या मैंने? नहीं. फिर I have 2x by a1 a2 cos delta is equal to sine square delta. So now this is the equation that we have got. So ये same equation, what is the number? Let me call this 5. So this equation number 5 is the same equation you will see when we will study polarization. तो polarization में क्या हो जाएगा? X हो जाएगा some EX component, some X component of electric field, Y will represent some Y component of electric field, and this whole equation will represent that how for any मतलब कोई भी general state of polarization, how will you write? So this is the same equation that we'll come across later on also when we will study polarization. तो अभी जो भी cases I'll discuss for different values of delta and how to interpret this equation, that same analysis you can directly pick from here and use it when मतलब we'll use it when we'll study polarization, ठीक है. So what this equation actually represents, it represents an ellipse, but this ellipse जो है, this ellipse is tilted with respect to x and y axes. तो ये जो ellipse का major और minor axis होगा, it will be at some different, will be different compared to the x and y axes, ठीक है. So let us try to sort of see that how this will look. And now you will have to bear my ugly drawings. Okay, so let us say this is some ellipse, ठीक है. So इस ellipse का जो major axis है, it's somewhere here, let us say, and this is the semi-minor axis. So this is my x and this is my y. So let us try to जो भी इसके ये वाले maximum points है ना, let us just try to put it into some kind of a rectangle. मतलब specify the bounds कि कितना, what is the maximum value it's taking. क्या यार? So I am just drawing some bounds for this ellipse, that what is the maximum values it's taking along the x and the y direction. ठीक है. So अभी this angle will be some angle alpha. So ये alpha का derivation I am not doing. I'll just give you the value. So what does this represent? This is an important result here. ये बाद में भी आपको polarization में भी काम आएगा. So this represents the equation of an ellipse. So basically it's a rotated ellipse. So इस ellipse का जो major और minor axis है, जो कि मुझे अलग कलर में draw करना चाहिए था but मैंने किया नहीं. So let us say this is the this is one axis and some other color, maybe this one, and this axis. So ये जो दोनों इसका major, semi major और semi minor axis है, they are not they are tilted with respect to my x and y axes. So this equation represents such a rotated ellipse. So this is equation of an ellipse making an angle alpha with the xy axis. ठीक है, so what is making the angle alpha? ये major axis जो semi major axis है वो क्या angle बना रही है, that is the angle alpha. ठीक है, with respect to the x. So then this tan of 2 alpha is equal to 2xy. ये फॉर्मूला मतलब याद कर लेना बाद में, अभी तो ठीक है, right now we can neglect it. So this is in general, this is the general path or the trajectory or the curve which a particle would trace if any random delta is given. Okay, so this is the most general form of the motion, but now what we will do is we will substitute different values for delta and we will try to see that different delta values पर क्या अलग अलग तरह का मतलब path trace होता है. ठीक है, so this is the in general this represents the path to orthogonal SHM. Of same frequency. Okay, that is important here. We are only considering that they have the same omega. So ये ना कुछ values लिख लेते हैं यहाँ पे. So कौन सा color use करूँ? सारे color use कर लूँ. Maybe this one. So this distance, this length is actually equal to A1. This is A1. So मतलब ये वाला point is plus A1 and this point will be equal to minus A1. And maybe darker color. Yeah. This one maybe. And this length is equal to A2. So then this point is plus A2 and this point over here is minus A2. ठीक है, सो जो भी लिसाचस फिगर्स हम ड्रॉ करेंगे ना, तो दे विल बी इनसाइड दिस रेक्टेंगल जिसका जो डिमेंशंस होगा, जो लेंथ और ब्रेथ होगा, दैट विल बी इक्वल टू ट्वाइस ऑफ A1 एंड ट्वाइस ऑफ A2. सो सारे फिगर्स इस एक रेक्टेंगल के अंदर ही होंगे. तो काफ़ी बार क्या होता है ना, they will not tell you the value of A1 and A2, but in the figure the dimension of this box might be given. हो सकता है इस box का ही value दिया हो. तो this you should know that जो भी Lissajous figure होगा, that will be उसका जो maximum x value होगा और जो maximum y value होगा, जो range होगा y का और जो range होगा x का, that will be minus A1 to plus A1 for x and minus A2 to plus A2 for y. उसी के बीच में वो फिगर दिया होगा. तो दीज आर द एक्सट्रीम वैल्यूज. तो काफ़ी बार इट्स नॉट गिवन, बट दिस शुड बी मतलब known to you while when you look at any figure like that. Okay, so now what I want to do is in equation number 5 I want to substitute some value for delta. Actually few different values we will substitute, and then I want to see ki what kind of motion I'm going to get. Okay, so let us first take the sabse easy wala case. So that is that I put delta is equal to 0. Okay, and then let us see what we get. So the first that I'm studying is that I'm putting delta is equal to 0. So this will give me from 5. This will give me x square by a1 square plus y square by a2 square minus 2xy by a1 a2 is equal to 0. Okay, because let us see the equation. So sine square delta का term तो 0 ही हो गया, cos delta का term 1 हो गया. So then I got this equation. And what is this? This is x by a1 minus y by a2 whole square is equal to 0. This would mean that y by a2 is equal to x by a1, or y is equal to a2 by a1x. So what is this? This is equation of a straight line with a positive slope. So what is this? This is equation of straight line with positive slope equal to a2 by a1. ठीक है. सो अभी हम देखते हैं कि मोशन हो कैसे रहा है. ठीक है, पर पहले कुछ ड्रॉ कर लेते हैं. तो लेट अस से दिस इज माय y axis and this is my x axis, and I know कि जो भी motion हो रहा है it's going to happen inside this rectangle. जिस rectangle का bounds क्या है, x axis में it's minus a1 to plus a1 and y में it's minus a, sorry, this is plus a2 to minus a2. ठीक है. So these are the bounds. So now I know that y is equal to a2 by a1 x. ठीक है. So I know that it is a some sort of straight line I should get. So I am plotting it like this, but we will see that is it like this. गलत draw कर दिया. So we will just see that if this is like this or not. ठीक है. So हम क्या करते हैं? Let us do different cases. So अब हम x और y का values use करेंगे. So x was given as a1 cos omega t and y was given as a2 cos omega t. डेल्टा का वैल्यू हमने 0 पुट किया है एंड y was equal to a2 cos omega t plus delta. ठीक है. तो डेल्टा is anyway equal to 0. So now let us take the first case that I take t is equal to 0. So this would mean that x is equal to a1 and y is equal to a2. So let me call it so let me say that this is some point p. ठीक है. तो x का वैल्यू a1 है और y का वैल्यू a2 है. दैट मीन्स the particle is somewhere here. This is the point p. ठीक है. So now I'm choosing, मतलब basically what I want to do is I want to check that for the complete time period. मतलब time period क्या हो गया, that t का वैल्यू जा रहा है 0 से लेकर कैपिटल t तक, which is equal to 2 pi by omega. ठीक है. So I want to check that in this complete one cycle, one time period, how is the particle actually oscillating, या कहाँ, what kind of motion it's doing, मतलब how it's moving in my xy plane. ठीक है. That is what I want to find out. So let me now increase the time t to some pi by 2 omega, let us say. So this would mean that x is now equal to ये क्या हो जाएगा, ओमेगा टी का वैल्यू क्या हो जाएगा, पाई बाई 2 हो जाएगा, है ना, बिकॉज टी इज इक्वल टू पाई बाई 2 ओमेगा. So that means that x is actually equal to 0 and y is actually equal to 0. And let me say that this is some point q. So what that means is that now my particle is at this point q. Matlab it's moving like this. So now let me take another time t is equal to pi by omega मैं choose कर लेती हूँ. That would mean that x is equal to minus a1 and y is equal to minus a2. क्यों? Because if I choose t is equal to pi by omega, x is equal to a1 cos pi and y is equal to a2 cos pi. So simply एक minus sign आ जाएगा. And I'm saying that now PQR, let us say the particle is at some position R, which is now this position R. Okay, so in the first half cycle, particle started from P, it came to Q, then it came to R. Now I want to see that where it goes now. So now let me choose the fourth time, that is 3 pi by 2 omega. So यहाँ पर I will see that x is actually equal to 0, y is again equal to 0. So my particle is back at Q. So that means now it's again going back like this. And similarly, if I take the last case, that I choose it equal to what? Pi by 2 pi, no? 2 pi by omega if I choose. So my x is equal to again a1 and y is equal to a2. So my particle is back at P. Okay. So then motion कैसे हो रहा है? It's starting from P, then it goes to Q, goes to R, then R to Q and P. So it's sort of oscillating like this. So ये same linear polarization हमें दिखता है. मतलब we will study the same linear polarization that the particle is oscillating at this sort of एक linear line पर it is oscillating when we will study polarization. Okay, so that concept is somewhere cleared here itself, how it's oscillating along this line. So basically इस type का equation ने फिर क्या represent किया? It represented an equation of, अच्छा मैं लिख चुकी हूँ straight line. So basically motion किस type का हो रहा है? Motion हो रहा है that I have two coincident paths है, दो paths है यहाँ पर. एक जा रहा है पी क्यू आर और दूसरा जा रहा है आर क्यू पी, बट बोथ ऑफ दीज पाथ्स आर कोइंसिडेंट, दे आर ऑन टॉप ऑफ ईच अदर. ठीक है, सो दिस इज द काइंड ऑफ path that this particle would take if delta is equal to 0. So now let us do another case. Okay. Okay, so now we will do another case in which delta is some other value. Let us take delta is equal to pi by 2. So from equation 5, okay, I will have x by a1 square plus y by a2 square is equal to 1. Let us go back to equation 5. So now delta is equal to pi by 2. So this cos term would go to 0 and sine pi by 2 is equal to 1. So I'll have a very simple equation. So what is this? This is an equation of an ellipse. This is equation of an ellipse. But what is the difference between this equation and equation number 5? So the difference is that this time जो ellipse का जो axis है, जो major और minor axis है, it is coincident with the x and y axis. So now it's not a rotated ellipse, but it is sort of उसका जो axis है, major और minor axis है, या फिर जो principal axis है ellipse का, they are the same as the x and y axis. Okay, so it's not a rotated ellipse now. So if we will try to draw this kind of an ellipse, so let me just a second draw it. Shapes nahi hai. Okay. So now let us say this is my x-axis. and this is my y-axis. So now this is not a rotated ellipse, bulky. Its axis aligns with the x and y axis. Okay. So again, we know that this will be inside a rectangle. So again, this is minus a1, this is plus a1, this is a2, this is minus a2. So these are the sort of bounds on the values. So now what we want to do is we want to study that how the particle is moving in this ellipse. Okay. So this again, the same concept will translate to when we will study elliptically polarized light. So right-handed polarization or left-handed polarization directly ये same concept ही है. I'll not explain it again later, okay? Because this is just this thing जो अभी हम पढ़ रहे हैं. So how will we check that? So let us again spend some time and do an analysis like this, जैसे अभी किया था. So पहले equations लिख लेते हैं. So I had x equal to a1 cos omega t, and I had y is equal to a2 cos omega t plus pi by 2, because delta is equal to pi by 2. So which will be equal to minus a2 sine omega t. Okay. So abhi we want to check for the complete one time period that how the particle is moving. So then again let me start from t is equal to 0. Agar time 0 hai, so I know that x is equal to a1 and y from this equation becomes 0, because y is equal to minus a2 sine omega t. That means y is equal to 0. So I am saying that the particle is at some position p. So what is this position p? This position p is somewhere here. Okay. Now let me increase the time to some t is equal to pi by 2 omega. So when I do that, then x is equal to 0 and y is equal to minus a2. Okay. So let me call this as q. So now my particle has come here at this place q. So I know that it is moving like this. Okay. Now let me try a third value. Let me take t is equal to pi by omega. Then I know x is equal to minus a1 and y is equal to 0. Then I'm saying that this position is PQR. Okay. So now the particle is here at R. So it's going like this. And similarly, I can do one more case that t is equal to 3 pi by 2 omega. So then x is equal to 0 and y is equal to a2. So PQRS, it is at S. So now the particle has come to this point. And similarly, you can show for other time period also that it will from S, it will come to P. Okay. So then the particle is moving in an ellipse, but then what kind of handedness this motion has? Is it right-handed and left-handed? How you will find it out is, one way to remember is that if it is clockwise, if the particle is moving in going in a clockwise manner, जैसे यहाँ पर it is imitating जैसे clock जैसे चलता है, जिस direction में घड़ी का सुई बढ़ता है उस तरह से if the particle is going, then you will say that this is right-handed. Other way of checking it is that take your right hand. Okay. So if this is your paper जहाँ पर your diagram is given, so you put your thumb on your paper and you rotate your hand. So if your hand is rotating, the way this red or the pink arrow is rotating, so if I keep it on my screen and I rotate my hand, and my right hand is rotating like this, in the same way the pink circle is rotating, I'll say it's right handed. This is one simple way of remembering that is it right handed or left handed. And similarly, अगर left handed check करना है, तो you will again put your thumb on your piece of paper जहाँ पर भी your diagram is, and then try to curl your fingers, मतलब close your fingers or see in which direction your fingers are rotating. So if they are rotating like this, then it is right handed. If it's rotating like this, then it's left handed. This is one way of remembering it. The other way is that if it is going जैसे clock जाता है, तो अगर clock ऐसे ऐसे जा रहा है, तो सही normal clock कैसे चल रहा है? It's moving like this, so it's right. Okay, it's moving right as a clock. And if it's going opposite, so clock doesn't go like that, it's anti-clock. So matlab, you'll have to just remember it some way, right? So if it goes anti-clockwise, so okay, it's going towards left. If you imagine your right and left hand and imagine a clock in front of you, तो clock अगर ऐसे जा रही है तो it's moving like this. अगर 12 बजे पे clock है, so if it's right handed, it will move towards your right hand. That means it's going in the direction of the clock. But if the clock goes anti-clockwise, so it will move towards your left hand. Okay, so there are multiple ways. So just find one way which is easier for you to remember. Because ये एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन आता है, पोलराइजेशन पे आता है, दैट some equation is given to you and then you have to tell that is it like right-handed elliptical polarization or left-handed elliptical polarization, मतलब उस तरह के questions आते हैं. So at least you should have some system, some way of remembering it. So any way which is easier for you. If this is easier कि clockwise है तो right-handed है, you can remember it very good. If you cannot, then just remember, put your thumb towards on your piece of paper जहाँ पे क्वेश्चन कर रहे हो, put your thumb on that and just curl your hands. अगर right hand curl हो रहा है तो it's right handed, left hand में curl हो रहा है तो it's left handed, or any other way if you find it easier. ठीक है? So because this is curling, it's going in a clockwise manner. So this is a clockwise rotation. So I would say that this is right-handed. Okay. And now if my A1 is also equal to A2 is equal to A, मतलब A1 and A2 का same value है, is equal to A, then this equation, if I call, let me number these equations. Let me say this is 6 and let me say this is 7. So then equation number 7 will simply become equation of a circle. So equation 7 will actually give you x square plus y square is equal to a square, which is equation of circle with radius a. ठीक है? तो ये सब बाद में जब सर्कुलर पोलराइजेशन, इलिप्टिकल पोलराइजेशन पढ़ेंगे तो दैट इज़ एग्जैक्टली द सेम कॉन्सेप्ट. ओके, तो इन अ वे यू हैव ऑल्सो स्टडीड द कि कैसे पोलराइजेशन होता है. लाइट में जब पोलराइजेशन होगा, द ओनली thing that is going to change is that the x will simply become, this x will be the x component of electric field and y will be the y component of electric field, and we will be looking at this total vector which is going to be like this. Okay, so we will just look at polarization with just different meaning हो जाएगा, मतलब x and y का, but बाकी जो mathematics और जो analysis है वो same यही रहेगा. So if you understand what I'm saying today, then the same understanding will help you when we will study polarization. Okay. So then I can easily draw this x square plus y square is equal to a square में simple एक circle आ जाएगा यहाँ पर, और अब उसमें limits क्या हो जाएगा, because it's a circle, तो the maximum values along x and y are same. It will go from minus a to plus a and plus a to minus a. ठीक है. तो अभी कितना टाइम हो गया है यार, 7 बज गया है. तो ठीक है, तो फिर होमवर्क में आपको क्या करना है मैं बता देती हूँ. थर्ड केस मैंने एक एक्चुअली डायग्राम बनाया है, तो वो अभी आई विल अटैच विद दिस PDF व्हेन आई विल सेंड यू. सो उसमें फॉर वेरियस वैल्यूज ऑफ डेल्टा आई हैव सॉर्ट ऑफ मेड द फिगर्स कि वो कैसा दिखेगा. ठीक है. बट for your own practice, what you are going to do is that you are going to take delta is equal to pi, and then you are going to see what kind of motion the particle is going. And the fourth case you are going to study is when delta is equal to 3 pi by 2. So इन दोनों के लिए इसके लिए भी हमें स्ट्रेट लाइन मिलेगा बट विद अ नेगेटिव स्लोप, और इसके लिए हमें फिर से इलिप्टिकली पोलराइज्ड वाइब्रेशन मिलेगा बट विद लेफ्ट हैंडेड. ठीक है, इट विल बी लेफ्ट हैंडेड. तो ये दोनों आप घर में खुद से ट्राई कीजिए. ठीक है. सो दिस इज द होमवर्क, एंड अनदर होमवर्क इज, so we'll discuss this in the next class. Okay, I'll ask you if you tried it or not. And the second, this is homework number 1, and the homework number 2 is that you have to check the path when x is equal to a1 sine omega t and y is equal to a2 sine omega t plus delta for various delta. So what I have done today is I have taken the cos function. So you have to take the sine function and then you have to check कि क्या कुछ अलग मिलेगा या सिमिलर मिलेगा. ठीक है. So just try this because पता है why I'm asking you to plot this diagrams, because Lissajous figures में यही questions आता है that some equation might be given to you and then many figures might be given to you and you have to tell that इन दोनों equations को if I'll plot to what kind of figure I'll get. So it is very necessary that you spend a little bit of time and you try to plot these diagrams and you get a hang कि how do I see कि what is the motion. Sometimes क्या होता है, you might have two similar, जैसे मान लो इस तरह का दो इलिप्स तुमको मिलेगा बट इलिप्स में जो मोशन हो रहा है लेफ्ट हैंडेड एंड राइट हैंडेड, मे बी ओनली दैट इज डिफरेंट एंड यू हैव टू देन पिक दैट इन विच डिरेक्शन द मोशन इज हैपनिंग. तो मतलब I would suggest that spend a little bit time because Lissajous figures is very easy topic and it's just like drawing, substituting different values of time t and just seeing कि particle कहाँ से कहाँ जा रहा है. It's just like that. Okay, so just spend a little bit time. So ये तो बहुत easy है. First homework जिसमें delta pi और 3 pi by 2 आपको लेना है and you have to substitute. एक केस में तो straight line ही मिलेगा, दूसरे केस में भी elliptical light मिलेगा but left handed मिलेगा. But I want you to check it for yourself. And the second में क्या है, I just want you to see कि क्या फ़र्क होगा if I'll change the function cos to sine. ठीक है. Then just spend a little bit time. Maybe it will take you half an hour to do this. But please attempt this. ठीक है. So आज इतना ही करते हैं. तो I will anyway attach the diagram which I have drawn for you with the PDF. एंड नेक्स्ट क्लास में फिर हम करते हैं जब हमारे पास डिफरेंट रेशो होगा फ्रीक्वेंसी का. जैसे आज तो रेशो 1:1 ही था, ओमेगा 1 दिस रेशो, ओमेगा 1 वाज इक्वल टू ओमेगा 2. बट नेक्स्ट क्लास में वी विल प्लॉट मे बी व्हेन ओमेगा 2 इज इक्वल टू 2 times ऑफ ओमेगा 1 एंड समथिंग लाइक दैट. ठीक है. सो आज का क्लास में यहीं पे एंड कर रही हूँ. सो आई विल सी यू इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास. ओके, just give. Okay, just but do try to plot this. Okay, because these questions are very easy. Last time this question came in exam. So यहाँ से try plotting for simple cases. Then when we will do slightly different cases, difficult cases, so then it will be easier for you. Okay. So good evening and bye bye.
Thank you, man.